like, this is a good thing. This is a really good thing that has happened. But I'm just honestly, even just this opportunity that I've had with y'all, like this is something I like deem is really great because this is something different and this is something great. And I'm sitting up here with two beautiful Black women. I mean, like, what's not better than that? Like, period.
Let's go.
Welcome to Water to Wine Podcast. We are so excited to be back again. Oh my God, so much has happened in between time. But in the meantime, I want to introduce our co-host for today. So Jay Sheree, take it away. What you got going on, girl?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Water to Wine Podcast. As y'all can see, instead of it just being the two of us, we have a special guest. If y'all watched our last episode, we did a clip of this video that we found online, and we decided to reach out to the person who we found the clip of and decided to invite her on for this episode. So we want to introduce to our viewers the wonderful Cailen Neasely. Let's welcome her.
Hi, y'all. Hello.
So, Cailen, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you come to be such an advocate on Instagram and TikTok? Like, what happened? How did it start?
You know, one day I got tired of talking to myself. I would always talk to myself about things I was thinking about, things I was feeling. And I was like, I have an opinion on so much all the time. And I was like, I just need to start sharing this with somebody. And TikTok was definitely one of those outlets where it was easy to get people to hear you because it was, you know, your message was spread fast, regardless of what it was. And I was like, let me find me a little group of people that I can talk mess to, because that's what I want to do. I want to be messy, just a little dabble in. So that's what I started doing. And that's what really got me going on TikTok.
That's interesting because it's the right platform. I would say that we're messy, but we definitely enjoy the tea for sure. So what can you contribute to your success? Like, what are you doing right now that is just astronomical? How has, your platform blessed you in whatever kind of way?
I feel like it definitely allowed me to learn more about many different things, which is a win to me. Because before I really got active on TikTok, it was a lot of things I didn't know. It was a lot of things I was unaware of. And it was a lot that I really didn't understand. And before I even started creating content on TikTok, I would sit back and watch, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is something I never, depending on whatever topic it was just so many different things I was able to learn, because now that I feel like the world is moving in more of, in a place of somewhere different, where more things are finally becoming acceptable and it's more socially safe. And I think that there were conversations being had that I would never really knew about, and it helped me learn more about the world, about people. And so I really feel like that was my biggest takeaway and something that I learned a lot from being on TikTok. And I honestly feel like that TikTok really was that platform where that information could now be spread in a really good way.
Right. So how can people get in touch with you? They follow you? Because honest to God, we had a whole podcast.
Very much so, yes.
So first, I think for me, I don't know if this is where you started, but when we saw the whole exchange between you and the gentleman, you was eating that chicken, all I wanted to know was where the chicken come from. Where did I get it? The chicken from. But at the same time, I saw the exchange. Was that you and a gentleman, or was that something that you saw?
It was a video that I had seen, like right before I made that video. I was looking, and I actually did get in contact with the young lady that had posted it, and who she was having a conversation, and she was telling me a little more about what happened. But I had just seen it, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
Right.
And I was like, "This is ridiculous." And I happened to be eating chicken, and the chicken was good. And y'all have me having flashbacks about that chicken now.
The way you were tearing that chicken up, that chicken looked so good. It looked like it had the just right amount of friedness. It was crispy. I thought, oh my God, this chicken was so good.
It was good. And I was thinking, and I was like, dang, this man is really talking to this woman like she's crazy. And then followed up, she was telling me how people were like threatening her and how they had doxed her and stuff. Like, he did not like the fact that conversation had gotten out, nor did myself make a video about that, because I think a lot of attention got drawn to it when I had made a video about it. So I was kind of like, this is really crazy. And I was like, it's just so disgusting how people can do things like that. But to answer your question, in order to get in contact with me, the quickest way is like my email, because that's the amount of place I get less messages from. But sometimes TikTok is the worst place, because I really don't see when people mention me and things. But my email is the quickest, and then the second quickest is Instagram, because I don't get as much, but I still do get a lot. But yeah, I try to get in contact as many people as I can back, but it can't. Sometimes I'm happy I seen Jay's message, because if in about 30 minutes after I seen that message would have been lost under many others. So, it was. I'm happy I did see it, but yeah, that whole situation was a mess, and I can't believe it's people. I know I can't believe it, but it will always baffle me to know how comfortable people feel saying things like that to other people.
Yeah, it was real disturbing, and it was really. Like, I was wondering when we were listening to it, when I first initially saw, like, before I even sent it to Tay, I was like, it's people that really feel like this kind of mind game will actually work and you will actually get what you want out of it. Like, and I was just like, the way he was talking to her, and like, at the time we didn't know if it was you or if it was someone else, but either way, like, just the way he was talking, the things he was saying, I'm like, so he really thought that was gonna work. Like, from that, he was gonna get what he wanted. I was mind blown, like, literally, very much so.
It was very disheartening, because we thought it was you, and so we were like looking at your pictures, like, what this man got going on? Like, what?
Right.
Yeah,
he's fine. Like, what? Right. But at the same time, I don't care what the female was going through. Just the fact of the manipulation, it was so sickening, and that's what had us like, let's see if we could reach out to her, because we thought it was you again.
Yeah.
But we're so elated to have you here, and you have such a following, and not to mention, you are a philanthropist and an advocate. Like, we have seen so many videos of you advocating for women, advocating for equal rights, advocating for, just different people, not to mention, you're a beautiful woman, and that's what we strive for here at Water. So, yeah, girl, go ahead, flash, girl. We see you. Good. We want to just jump right into recent reasons. What y'all got going on? What good things have happened to you this week? What great things, Jay Sheree, has happened for you this week?
What has happened? Nothing major has honestly happened ever since the last time we recorded. Just been working, doing the regular day-to-day, beat about. But that's it, getting ready to get ready for the holidays. That's really it. That's it. Nothing major.
I know we have the holidays, and they just sneak up on us like it's the same time every year.
Yes.
It's my Christmas tree not up. Like, what is going on with me?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Like, Cailen, what you got going on? Anything great? Anything, working for you in your favor this time of year?
I feel like it's nothing. I feel like I've been so focused on just like doing work on TikTok, like anything else becomes like numbed out. Like, I will blank everything out. And I feel like things so far, like just overall in general, have been going pretty good. But as for anything specifically, not anything that I could say. But, well, you know what? I do feel happy that just overall that I am where I am, and that I like have touched so many people that I have, because I feel like sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's sometimes I wake up and I be forgetting I have like so many, such a big platform. And it's like I try to tell myself, like, this is really something good, because so many people have been inspired and so many people have been touched. So I try to remind myself that daily. And I feel like that's something I'm happy to walk out the end of this year with. And just knowing that. But overall, I just feel like every day is one of them days where I'm like, this is a good thing. This is a really good thing that has happened. But I'm just honestly, even just this opportunity that I've had with y'all, like this is something I like deem is really great because this is something different and this is something great. And I'm sitting up here with two beautiful Black women. I mean, like, what's not better than that? Like, period.
Listen, we were so excited. Like, I was like, it was really our producer, C, who was like, let's see if we can get her on the show. Like, let's really see if she would be willing to come on the show. And, you know, a lot of people are not willing to do, because, baby, we a small business.
Yeah.
Very small, extremely small. Yeah. And we were scared. I'm not even gonna lie, I was scared. I really was like, when I looked and I saw like your amount of followers and like the content that you actually have, the amount of content that you have, I was just like, I don't even think she gonna, like, we probably real low for her to, like, we don't even have that many followers. I don't even think she'll even come on. And so when I messaged, I was like, she's not going to answer. She's probably going to look and just like ignore. So when I sent the message and you were like, oh, of course, I was like, y'all, she said she would really come on. Like, y'all, she said, I screenshotted everything. I was like, y'all, she mad cool. Like, yeah, I was literally, but I am so grateful that you actually agreed to come on.
We really are. And so like, just in general, I think that for me, you know, if nothing astronomical happens for us, just going through these last 2 years of a whole pandemic, and we can say that we are healthy and our kids are healthy. Like, do you have kids?
Yeah.
Do you have kids? Okay. So, for me, I'm the only one on the podcast with kids right now. So today was one of those days. And I think that just in general, even if you don't have kids, just a moment of gratefulness and reflection, just being alive and, you know, seeing so many people that have lost their lives to minimal and minute things. Every day is a gift. And, you know, that's one thing that I can take away from every day, that I'm still here. I still got my edges. Yeah. All my eyebrows.
Not the edges, sir. Not the edges and the eyebrows. Listen, those are the little things that we take for granted. People will wish they had edges.
That's true.
Right, edges and eyebrows, honey.
Right.
Pay thousands of dollars for edges and eyebrows. But on a serious note, just every day is such a gift. And to know that God saw fit, or whatever entity that you believe in, the universe, whatever, that you're still here, it's a moment of gratitude and gratitude. So that is my takeaway. Yeah. That is my takeaway. But yes, Miss Cailen, we will get into it. We're going to jump right in. So our next segment.
I want to be messy.
Girl, here we go. Stay tuned, okay? So this week, this month, this year has just been moments of pettiness, but I will never think of a less petty moment than a man who has shown you and told you and just expressed to you how much he loves you. They lay down with you like they love you, and then as soon as the tides turn bad, oh, you ain't my girl. You know, it wasn't even all that. So we have seen it on social media. I'm already too invested, and I don't even know these people. Like I'm just scrolling on social media. So DaBaby and DanniLeigh. Let's jump right into our stuff. Petty Pinois. Please play the clip.
There I go. Do my thing. You. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you want to record me talking about shut the...
I gotta record you for my sake.
Yeah, go ahead. This the first thing...
You ain't finna burn it. Now get your phone. I mean, girls are first.
First time.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like
No. Go with your move, crazy girl. You started your... Poo for Cocoa Puff. And shout is not my girl. Ain't never been my girl. Is my side.
It's your what?
My side. Shout is a certified side. Not mine.
You embarrassing
Shawty is a certified side. Just trying to act like she ain't. Now, let's take it there. Parents know she's my side. Everybody knows she's a side. She don't want y'all to know she's a side. She got to save her face. She got to crash all the way out. Call them folks. Save me. Help. You see how Shawty went storming off when that truth came out. Listen, so let me finish telling y'all what I'm telling y'all.
We all got the same look on our face. Like what more? Okay, so we're gonna go with our guest co-host, Cailen. What is your? I don't even know what the question is. Like because what do you have to say?
You know what, friend? I was at a loss overall, like with all the clips and videos that I've seen about this situation. I feel like, can I cuss on here or is it no bad words?
No F's.
I just
these
no
and H's.
Okay, no, I don't use the F.
Yeah, okay, yeah. D's and H's are fine.
Well, really, okay. What pissed me off the most about that situation was the fact that not only did he make this woman feel like he wanted to be with her, and like gone as far, and I've talked about this so many times about how men will go as far as giving you a child, even marrying you, and going through the whole nine, and they'll do stuff like this. And it's kind of like, it really got me heated when not only did he embarrass her in front of everybody, made her feel like she was crazy, called the cops and said that he was recording and had the cops there for his protection. I was like, you know that's not, you really you're trying to portray this woman as if she's crazy when she's not.
A danger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like she's a danger, like she's a threat to your safety, and she's not. And it's kind of like the fact that he went through, which it doesn't really surprise me about him at all. It doesn't surprise me because I feel like he was also one of those men that displayed that in the criticism that I'll have for Danny overall was that when somebody shows you who they are, you have to take it and run with it, because I understand, and I hate which I understand we have to hold her accountable and responsible too, but I hate how much slander she's getting, because I think we've definitely all been in a situation, or many of us have been in that position where we are trying to have some kind of bond with someone, and they're not a good person, they're not a great person, and we'll stick beside them. And it's not to say that she shouldn't be held accountable in her own way, but we also, I think they're to take into accountability that he's wrong, and she knows now this is the kind of person you're dealing with. Leave him be. Let y'all co-parent and separate. But I'm just, when it comes to him and how he played this out, like, we know that he is not a great person, but it still does not mean we cannot call him out and say, you were wrong for this, because there are people defending him. And they'll say, okay, we know he's like this, and try to use that to say, well, we can't get on him. No, you can still get on him. Like, there are many, oh my goodness, it makes me upset. It really
does. It does.
It does. It's frustrating. Yeah. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and it gets you real angry. I was just like, I will be the first to say I never really held him at such a high regard, especially when the whole thing happened at that concert, the words things that he was saying about the LGBTQ community. Like, I was just like, well, why are we even surprised? Like, this is DaBaby. Like, I'm not surprised or whatever. Now, I will say, seeing him do that to her while she was holding, I think DaBaby is like 4 or 5 months old. I don't know. Like for you to do that while he was definitely poking and antagonizing the whole entire situation. And then he went on live to try and have some form of protection, or say, well, I didn't touch her. Like, look, she doing this, she doing, like, why would you even feel the need or feel it necessary to do that while you see me holding our baby? Wait till I put the baby down, whatever the case may be. Like, and I totally agree with the fact that everybody's saying so much about her, but nobody's saying anything about him. Like, nobody's saying that he was wrong. Nobody's saying that, like, he was being disrespectful. He was being, like, regardless, like, just the way he went about the whole thing was just disrespectful. It was like, it was just like, so like,
it was triggering.
It was real triggering, and it really had me being like it was literally like when I woke up and it was like all over social media. I was just like, wait, what is happening? I was like, wait, didn't she just have a baby? So then when he took the camera and I saw her feeding the baby, I said, oh, this is at like a whole nother, like, you are not about to even justify anything that you have done while she is feeding the newborn baby, in essence. Like, it was just disgusting. It was disgusting.
I think for me, being a parent, and this has no, like, emotions are emotions, like whether you're a parent or not. It was very triggering. It was very disheartening to see her, and even in that moment where she is not in your face and she's holding the baby and she's eyes are attached to the baby. You know, that gave me very much the whole situation. Even if she is being this person, if she's being unruly, if she's being, you know, I saw nothing but postpartum depression. Because she didn't even look the same. Like, I know that makeup can alter how you look and how, you know, but just the aggression, like, she still had reasonability, because when he said, oh, she my side chick, never, baby, we on Shade Room. Like, listen, we all knew y'all was in a relationship before. When the whole pregnancy, we knew who baby it was.
Like,
Stop that. But not to mention, women are held to such a regard all the time. We're always supposed to be dangerous. Don't say anything. Let that man do. Let that man be. Don't be this person. Hold on, you supposed to be ladylike. No, listen. I wanted her to leave only because I wanted her to leave. Girl, he said, you can't tell me twice you don't want me.
But even when she was trying to walk away, like when she was in the second one, when he was like, oh, he was like chasing, he was walking behind her, like the whole thing was giving me the whole "I'm not touching you" game. Like, it's like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. I'm like, you trying to push me to a point where you know I'm about to go off, and you're provoking me.
Exactly. Let's go back to the whole Dave Chappelle thing, because I did not know that he killed somebody at Walmart before Dave Chappelle said it. I did not know that.
Who did that?
DaBaby.
DaBaby. Yeah.
Okay,
I heard
so
about that.
let's just give a shameless plug here. Netflix had a comedy skit with Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And the Dave Chappelle skit, it has spiraled into a lot of backlash with the LGBT community.
I remember that,
because of some of his punchlines and some of the things that he said. And I'm like, okay, we're not going to delve into that part. Let's just talk about DaBaby. You can go there. So he was saying that DaBaby killed somebody in Walmart. He did not give details on what the killing was like, what was the backstory or anything. He just said that he killed somebody in Walmart. Now, here's somebody that killed somebody that has lost a life by your hand, and you want to call the police on this lady who is a mother of your child for your protection. That is so strange to me, because here you are, that somebody has lost their lives at your hands, but you are trying. There was not a moment of fear or protection. That was a moment of authority. That you wanted her to go to jail. You wanted to hurt her. You wanted to, as long as it's you and not me. That is a moment of dominance. Sheer. That's what we talk about. Toxic masculinity. I don't care what else. A lot of people overuse that word. We overuse it. Toxic masculinity. When men have an opinion, toxic. No. When you are antagonizing a new mother who has your child, and not to mention, we have not seen this baby. We don't know what this baby look like. And then trying to hurt her, you show the baby on live.
Yeah.
That's sick. Like, but at the same time, like Jay said, I don't hold him to it. We gotta stop looking to celebrity.
Right.
Influence to be our saving grace. Like that man, bro. Well, every time I think about it, people be like, oh, DaBaby's immature. His name is DaBaby. He's not a role model. He's 5'3". DaBaby did her like that.
You can't put height requirements on being an influential person because Martin Luther King wasn't that tall. So we just go. You can't put height requirements on this.
I'm just saying, Martin Luther King, that was a different day.
I mean,
we're not gonna do that. That man has a very short male complex because it's not the first time that he has been a jerk to women. It's not the first time that he has been very disparaging to other people. Like, come on. I don't put nothing to him. When I saw the whole thing, I felt for the baby. The
little baby. The little baby. Like the newborn baby. Right.
Like, not the baby. Like, I felt his child. And not to mention, like, I just don't understand why we always have to go to social media with our problems. I don't get it.
Look,
I will never understand.
Me neither, child. I don't get it either. Look, if I had that much money, I'd be minding my business. Look, that be killing me because it's like if I had that amount of money, I'd be in somebody's country minding my business.
Beyonce
you would not hear from me.
Beyonce would never.
Okay, Beyonce would never.
We still don't know what Becky with her hair look like.
Okay, we don't know.
We have thought about it.
Hey, we tried to put little clues together, and we still have come up with nothing. But like the fact that, and I also wanted to add in, I definitely feel like he used the fact that she is going through postpartum depression to his advantage to make her look more crazy, because I'm pretty sure that woman is not in her right mind, and she's just in so many different places. And when she said that he had woke her up to her sleeping saying, you gotta go, first of all, you triggering my flight or fight, waking me up out my sleep, telling me I need to go after I'm 3 months after having a baby. Don't have nowhere to go. You just randomly come and tell me I need to leave, and it's just so much. And it's like the fact that when people start bringing stuff to social media, like, I'm gonna be honest, if I was her, I wouldn't have posted him anyway. That post that she made about him, there ain't no lick of a man like that going up on my timeline. And if I get played, I get played in peace.
So she said, "Ain't no lick of a man."
I love it. I love it.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
That is also talking about what you're worth to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that speaks on what I feel about me. Like, you can't pinpoint nobody on my timeline.
Did y'all see what Issa Rae did? Ain't nobody know she was dating nobody. Nobody knew. Sis just popped up married. I was like, whoa, where is she dating anybody? I had no idea. She just popped up walking down the aisle with her man after she said, I do. I said, who knew she was dating somebody? But that's how you do it. That is how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
In the words of Master P, how you do that there. How you do that there.
I feel like that's the best way.
We always talk about Beyonce's internet. And listen, I love Beyonce. I think that she is the advocate for how you are supposed to be as a person, like as a artist, as a author, as whatever. I post when I want to post. Y'all don't know what's going on out. If you're looking for my business on social media, baby, it will never. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it. And I feel like that is because nobody is rooting for you, even though people are like, oh girl, call me when you need me, because every time somebody died they say the same thing, call me when you need me. When you know I need you, I'm lonely, I'm upset, I'm hurt. I know what's going on. Nobody is rooting for you. Everybody is laughing at you. He thinks you are.
Cailen, what if the shoe was on your foot, like if it was you, like, and you just wake up and the man telling you, "Oh, it's time for you to go with your child." Like, what is your next step? Like, what do you think you're about to do next?
I would tell him to go to where it burns.
Oh, no, okay.
And that would be the last thing that he would ever hear, or it's like I would be gone, because I feel like Tay said, you don't have to. I don't want to hear it twice. The moment you say it, and then going all, like, I wouldn't even get as far as Danny did where he was saying all the extra stuff. I find it incredibly disrespectful that you come wake me up out of my sleep when I'm living in your place with your freshly born child, and you telling me to get up and I need to go. I don't even want to know the reasoning, because that tells me enough. Like it's so much disrespect intertwined into that position, to where I'm like, that's just ridiculous. And but then also, like, I really have to say this, because I wouldn't even have gotten as far as, wait a minute, wasn't it that, didn't he get upset because she ordered a plan B because she's trying not to get pregnant again? Did y'all
Yeah.
say that?
I
Yeah.
heard that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if that is true, it's kind of like, you are mad that she's trying to not get pregnant. Meanwhile, here you go blasting her, saying y'all were never together, and you're trying to kick her out. So at this point, like, I would have never even gotten pregnant by somebody like him. Like that, and it moves so fast. I need to get to know you. I really need to get to know you before I ever even think of. I really don't want kids. But if in the event I were to, I'm not going through 9 months of pregnancy for you to act like this. Ain't no way. Oh no!
That's the difference, though. And Jay, chime in. You know, that's the difference, because a lot of, like, I feel like, especially in our day and age, a lot of women are looking for men who are futures, who are, you know, the baby. Who are
Exactly. Yep.
Like, these babies are meal tickets. Like, you really want to have a baby. But I don't feel like that about her. I feel like she genuinely was, or if she was not, you know, genuinely in love with him or whatever, she really loved him, I feel like she was trying to prove something somewhere along the line. So I don't feel like in this situation,
I agree.
Even after the fact, like, okay, let's just act like she wasn't. 3 months?
Yeah.
You've been there 3 months. Let me tell you something. I found out I was pregnant in 3 weeks. 3 months, I was showing. 3 months is a long time. 3 months is 90 days. That's the end of a probationary period. You know what I'm saying? Like, 3 months is a long time. So I don't know what she dealt with in between time. But then, not to mention, you got other people out there. Other people. Like, it was other people in the video that you co-signing with, and this your team. This ain't her team. So we really don't know what was really going on in between time. But the fact that she is so shocked and so bewildered says that she was blindsided. You know what I'm saying?
She was. I think she was. Well, okay, I got another question, because I was hearing that I guess when she started talking to him, she was, I guess, flagging it, and Mimi's, his other baby mama, and like flagging it in her face that, like, she has him. I don't know if that's true, but I have heard about that, and I'm hoping she wasn't. I wouldn't be surprised if she was, and I think that's another reason I've been seeing a lot of people not have, like, any kind of sympathy or empathy for her, because she did that, which if she did, she was wrong. But I've also have noticed there are a lot of women that think, I'm the woman that's going to get him to be different. Like, when he get with me, you know, he's not going to be this way because I'm different. And I honestly wholeheartedly believe that those men will also give them that impression that, you the one, and like somehow feed into that, because you got to be real bold and comfortable to think like that, especially considering men like DaBaby do have a track record of just, because I remember before Danny got involved, Mimi was like, oh, you know, she went on the show and said, well, we not together, but I guess we together, something like that. And I think her feelings got hurt when he ended up getting somebody else pregnant, or allegedly somebody was pregnant.
Allegedly,
like, I see.
Allegedly, Mimi is pregnant too.
Lord Jesus, by DaBaby.
She said that.
By DaBaby.
Yeah, she said. I think she said that. She made a video. And she was like,
when
she
does
was pregnant.
And like,
but doesn't he already have like 7 kids?
Well, I don't know. I think he has 3. I think
that's
he has
still too many. That's still too many for me.
I mean, but at the same time,
it's nasty.
We can go on and on, but not to mention, it's like, I remember the whole Masika and Alexis thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and with the
ain't that Fetty Wap in them? That's Fetty Wap, right?
Peter Gunn.
I think so.
Like, it was, I'm pregnant. Oh, girl, I got pregnant first. I'm 3 months. No, I'm 2 months.
Do you remember? I don't know if y'all remember, and I mean, I know I want to start wrapping this one up because we still got another topic to go into.
Yeah,
but do y'all remember, like, when it was Peter Guns, like that whole Love and Hip Hop New York, and it was Peter Guns, Amina, and Tara, and then Tara was like, she don't want to have no more kids. Then Amina had got pregnant, and then after Amina had got pregnant, Tara had got pregnant. Then after Tara had got pregnant, Peter was just like, all right, then that's it. I don't want to have no more kids. I'm gonna get a vasectomy. And Amina was right. I mean, and mind you, he had a whole bunch of kids before the show even came on air. And then Amina got upset, and she was just like, so Tara is gonna have your last baby? When they had the discussion, I just remember in my mind being like, so this is the thing that's gonna make you be upset with him? Like, y'all gonna sit here and just go back and forth about who's gonna have the last baby? Like,
the bar is down there. The bar is under. The bar is at the core of the earth. Like, the bar is that low.
It's so nasty.
I just cannot imagine. But
yeah,
like, we're gonna wrap this up after this. And I'm gonna let y'all give y'all last speaking point. But my mother has always taught me, and I think this is the gist of what's going on with these people. Have your own. You don't need nothing from nobody. Have your own money. Have your own job. Your own 401k. Your own life. Your own, like, whatever you want to do. It should not be dictated by anybody that is not your husband of a long term situation. I feel like Danny didn't have nowhere to go. And Lord, I thank God for my family, because I don't have nowhere to go. I never have to. I have made choices in my life that I chose to live without, because I was in love with somebody or whatever the case is, but I've never not had nowhere to go. So I feel like in these situations, like, y'all thought y'all was coming up, and y'all lowered in the bar. I really need us as women and as people to seek first yourself. Like, it ain't, girl, whatever y'all, because at the end of the day, if you looking for somebody else to do something for you, they can switch up at the drop of a dime, and we have seen it. So what's y'all's takeaway from this point? What's your takeaway, Cailen?
You know, I really agree with you. I feel like everybody should have their own. And for me, like, I'm somebody, I love multiple plans, backup plans, and not to depend so heavily, and like not putting all my eggs in one basket. And I feel like that's something many people, especially women, should do, because somebody can be quick to just do the okie doke on you and leave you stranded. And it's like, I definitely feel like not only should we all have our own, but like you said, seek yourself, find yourself, and love yourself, because when you are mentally and emotionally independent and free, physical independence will follow along with that, because a lot of these people can be physically free, but what's keeping them in some of these situations is them not being emotionally or mentally free. So I feel like when people definitely start working on their inner self and what's going on up here and in here, it can help in these situations, because they're more likely to avoid them or know how to work in them when they do get in a situation like that. So I definitely feel like finding yourself, loving yourself, and staying true to yourself, it can help avoid and handle you like yourself in situations like that.
I love
right.
it.
Right. Very true. Very true. Takeaway, I want women, and that's because I'm a major advocate for women, but I feel like I want us to start raising the bar and spending more time to get to know these men and stop being so quick to lay down and have sex with them unprotected. Like, I feel like we have come to a place where we are just so quick and so easy to have a baby. Because if you think about the situation between the two of them, it would have been fine if they were just single. It's nothing for you to just get up, tell me I gotta go. Okay, fine, I'm out. But now, even with this, you still have to deal with this man for another, 18 years? And that's only if he will be an upstanding man. Like, because now you're said to the point. My mom always told me, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Unfortunately, they always have the option to walk away. We don't. So now you have to deal with this forever and bear the full weight of the responsibility of raising this child, which is fine. Women do it all day, every day, but let's be a little bit more conscious and aware and not just place the financial gain on having a child with a man. It takes more than that. It takes, because now this baby is going to have certain characteristics of this. I don't even want to call him a man because that's an insult to the real men out there, but this baby is going to have certain characteristics and traits of him. And that's like, But let's just start taking our time, being careful and cautious of who it is that we lay down with. And let's start taking more pride within ourselves and stop being so quick to just let some gold teeth or silver diamond teeth just blind us and make us think we all in love. Because this ain't it. Because obviously all the names that we listed, this has happened too much. Like with Fetty Wap and them, and then Peter Guns and them, and then like this is just happening too much, too fast. So that's it. That's my takeaway.
I love those takeaways. Like, I really want us to just do better and be better. And this platform definitely, can reach multitudes. So,
yeah.
But that is a good lead away to our next topic. So, before we get to our next topic, I'm just going to play the clip and you guys let me know. All right. Let me know what y'all think.
Men, and they're supposed to treat their women. They have a part to play. It's in the Bible. Like, what's going on? Men want to be taken out and all this other stuff. Like, you a man. Like, be a man. Like
a man. Hold on. You want a man of the Bible, so that's a traditional man, correct?
Yeah.
But modern day women aren't traditional themselves. Why should he be traditional?
It's the generation now.
It's the generation now. Modern day women are not traditional. Are any of you guys virgins? Exactly.
Wait.
Hold on. No. Because if we're gonna put the standard on men that you want them to pay bills and be masculine and protect you, whatever, let's go all the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So none of you are virgins. Okay. How many of you are good cooks and have a recipe book or whatever it may be?
Recipe book?
See,
yeah.
I feel like it's different now.
The wife does.
Yeah, the wife does. Sorry, you cannot be non-traditional women and want the man to be traditional on his side and pay full price for a depreciating asset that isn't traditional on his end. Because whether women want to accept it or not, the reason why men were traditional and chivalrous was because women were virgins, they're polite, they're feminine, they're submissive, and when you got a wife, she was a wife. Not a boss babe, not a boss bitch, none of this stupidity that's going on.
I do not like him.
Wait, okay, hold on. Let's first of all, hold on. Before we get started, let's shout out Fresh and Fit podcast because that's where the clip came from. And I just want to say they always, to me, have like real controversial topics.
They're very controversial.
It's extremely, and they get the likes, they get the shares because they're touching on topics. Yeah. So, Cailen, when you say you don't like him, you don't like the whole podcast at whole, or just that one individual, just that man?
It's particularly that one individual, and honestly, like, I do think that they talk about things that are sensitive, and which is fine. I like sensitive conversations, but my problem with him is that he just seems very much like a misogynist, because it just seems as if he is, when he talks about his successes, he kind of aligns that to him having, well, because I've done all of that and I've reached this point that I've reached, I can have all these women, but I know I can bet my biggest part of my body that if we were talking about women, he would not think that same thing. He would not think that same thing, and I really get a lot of misogynistic vibes from him. So I don't particularly like to hear his takes because I feel like it's somehow rooted in misogyny, and just it will have, the women will always get the lesser hand of that portion. But how do you feel
about the topic? How do you feel about the topic that take him out of it? Okay. Now, initially, and I think a lot of times with our younger women that we want, and I'm young. I think I am, but I think that a lot, just generationally, there's a divide when it comes to the expectation of what a man should be and a woman should be.
Yeah.
Despite what your household was like, despite what you have seen in your own life, social programming is so serious that people feel like a man should have an astronomical amount of money and spend it all on you. What is your takeaway from that clip? And we'll get to the topic. The topic at hand.
Okay.
The topic at hand: traditional expectations from modern people. Traditional expectations.
I feel like when it comes to that conversation, when we do start talking about traditional values and what that means for men and women, like it's very out there, and we all know what that's like. And I guess when it's come to topics about traditional relationships, I've kind of always told myself, honestly, I feel like no matter which way you pair it, there's going to be somebody for somebody. And when we start talking about like how there are modern women that are modern and don't want to adapt to being a traditional woman, but she wants a traditional man, and honestly what that may mean to, and the reason that I don't find the conversation to be tricky, rather what people's interpretations of things are of traditional and modern, because I feel like so many people have different perceptions and interpretations, which I do think we have a good baseline for what especially traditional is. But I feel like sometimes you will have modern women that can get a traditional man and he will be okay with it. But I do think that if you are wanting something, that person may want exactly what you are looking for, the same traditional values. And so I've always told people, if what you want is a traditional man, you have to understand that he's probably going to have some expectations for you that you may not like, and vice versa, because you have, like you said, different times and what different people like and what they've been raised to like, and social things also play a huge role in what people are going to want. So I definitely feel like people should go after what their morals and what they want is aligned with. Because me as a modern woman, I definitely would not chase after a traditional man and expect him to give me things and I not change to adapt to him. Because I feel like somehow, some way, that person is going to want you to adapt to their like views and values.
Jay Sheree, what you got?
See, I'm kind of like tricky on it because I feel like I'm a modern woman, but I do have traditional expectations. Like, I just feel like there's just certain things that as a woman that I should not have to worry about, and that I should not have to, I don't know anything about cars. If it's not put gas in it and an oil change, I don't know anything about it. I expect the man that I'm with to have this. So it's certain things that I'm kind of traditional with, but there's certain things that I'm modern with. Like I'm not really so like traditional when it comes to money.
You're not the one.
Yeah, I'm not. If I have to call my father for anything with my car or anything like that, like so, or something to get fixed, like I can understand if you don't know and you're willing to learn, that's fine. But there's certain things I'm traditional about. There's certain, like I'm not about that. All of our money go in one account. That's not me. That's just not me. So I feel like there's a blend. Like I feel like we're gonna have our joint account, and then I'm gonna have my money, and you're gonna have your money. So it's certain things I'm traditional. It's certain things I do feel like. I believe in chivalry. Like I believe you should open the door for me. I believe like you should help me bring the groceries in the house or whatever, so forth and so forth. There are certain things that I'm traditional about, and certain things about. So I'm kind of torn about it. Now I will say, the aspect or the view when men are just like, oh well, can you cook, well, like they expect you to be so domesticated and they can't even like mount a TV. Like if you expected me to be cooking and doing laundry and all that stuff, okay, I'm expecting you to be taking trash out, so you mount the TV. I expect you to build a house. I expect you to know how to fix this. Like I have expectations too. So don't just think that as a woman that I'm just going to be coming here doing all of this stuff and you are sitting on the couch with a beer watching Monday Night Football. Like it does not go down like that. So as far as traditional and modern, and then I think it's also like preference, because the relationship that I saw growing up for 13 years of my life, it was just my mother doing everything that needed to be done. Whereas when my stepfather came in, he did jump in and do things, but it was also a struggle for her to step back and let him do that. So I've seen very unconventional relationships, but there are certain ways that I view. So it's kind of like, I think it's all about a person's perspective. But as far as the ladies in there talking about, oh, I could be a boss this, but in the Bible, like, no. Like, you can't be talking about, what was that website where they was like selling a vagina? What was that website that they took down? It was like real sexual. I forgot that website. Craigslist. No, not Craigslist. It was just recently where like you could do like little sex shows and women were like making money. What was that show? What was that website? They had like just took it down, but I can't
pay for it. Right.
Yeah, like they had to pay for it, and they were just like being real sexual on there. They'll be like playing with themselves. It was like almost like porn site or something like that. You can't be on that website, but then you talk about you want your man to be real traditional and like coming from the Bible and stuff like that. Like the two don't coincide. Like that can't be it. Like
only friends.
Yes, the OnlyFriends website, and they were like being real graphic and putting on, like, it was girls on there trying to like have an income streaming from that website because they were like being graphic, they're playing with themselves, having sex, like all of this stuff. But then at the same time, like, you want a man that's out here getting up and going to work, making an honest living, coming to give you money. Like, the amount of value that we've placed on, like, yes, I want you to be able to be financially stable, but my main point of being with you is not your money. Like,
I think it's all based on perspective, because like you said, I think it's based on perspective, because there are a lot of men in this world that know if they was flipping a Title Max sign, nobody will be studying it. Like, it's you know, for some men, money is the, like, oh God, if I didn't have this money, these women would be studying, and they're okay with that. You know what I'm saying? There are men that are okay with being sought after for their money, and they get the things that they want for the money that they have. Again, in my perspective, I'm a woman. I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I who have the house, the car, the kids, and the dog. I want it all. You know what I'm saying? I want to have the family dynamic. And money would be great. I hope the money come with it. Yes, I do. But at the same time, I want to be in love forever. However, a lot of women like that. What happened to the men in the Bible? They took care of their house. They also had to struggle. They had, you know, a lot of people, they had to herd cattle. Their wives helped. Their wives took care of the household. Their wives took care of the kids, the dynamic. And there's not a greater job than being a housewife.
Yeah.
There is no greater job. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you herding cattle. I don't care what you're doing. Taking care of your kids and your household and your husband. Like, I love old shows. Like, one of my favorite shows, and y'all gonna laugh at me, All in the Family. I love
that's a cute show.
All in the Family is hilarious. It's kind of like, it has a racist kind of tone, but it's comedy.
It does. Yeah.
It's so funny. But I see his wife be running to the door, opening the door, welcoming people in. Where's the dinner? Oh, it's on the way. You know, like, it's crazy the dynamic that it was in the 60s. My step grandmother, my stepdad's mom, never worked a day in her life, would not know how to punch a clock, nothing. But I guarantee this, raised 4 kids, and I guarantee she did more work at home than he did on his job in 1 hour that he did in a day. So it's perspective. But I need women who feel that, you know, oh, what happened to the men in the Bible? What happened to the men that took care of their house? Well, honey, the women in the Bible had to do a whole heap of a lot to be women. You literally, you're not showing no skin. The Bible says women are seen and not heard. They don't wear flashy jewelry. They did not wear their hair down. They were no makeup. Like the Muslim faith that we know of, that is how women were in the Bible. So we cannot expect anybody to do it. Like, I hate people that, and I ain't gonna say hate because that's a strong word, but I dislike people's tone when they expect something from you that they're not willing to do. It is a double-edged sword. I feel like we have conformed so much to today's standards that we don't realize as women there's an expectation for men.
Mm-hmm.
There's an expectation. You know, oh, he gotta have a car. He gotta have a house. He can't live with his mama. He can't be short. He gotta be 6'2". He gotta have a big thing. He gotta have shoes. He gotta dress good. Like, it's a whole list. And here we are doing the same thing that we're
like. It's almost like, can you meet the standard that you're setting? Like, can you meet what it is that you are requiring?
Can you meet me halfway? Can you meet me halfway? Right.
And I think so many times, so often, we want the finished product. Like, we don't want the work in progress, if that makes sense. Now, I'm not saying that you yourself have to build this person up, but I don't feel like there's anything wrong with being supportive. Like, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with having your man's back and like holding him down. But I need to know that you have some form of drive and determination and you want to be better. Like, when we go out dating, especially now, like, I see man, like, oh, I got a man to feed me. I got a man that will come over and when I want to hang out. I got a man that I just have sex with. Like, it's just so much. Like, and so it's kind of, but then the minute you find out he talking to somebody else, like, it's like you got an attitude. Like, no, you're not. You set this standard. And now you have to meet this standard. And now you're doing this. Like, you can't have it both ways. Like, I feel like the concept of monogamy has just become so far-fetched. Like, just pure dating. Like, I am being self-aware because I know myself. I can't date multiple people. Like, that's just not me. Like, if I like you and I feel like I'm invested in this to see where this can go. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't know what this is that we're doing now, and that's probably why I'm single, but it's just too much. Now, I do want to ask y'all a question. Do you think that you could be a modern person and get that traditional love? Like, you're a modern person, but can you get that traditional love? Like, can you get the courtship? Can you get the fall in love? Can you get we not have sex before marriage? Because technically that is traditional. Like, traditionally, you're not supposed to have sex before you get married. So, yeah, Cailen, what you saying?
Do you feel like like Jay said, do you feel like you can, and do you feel like you want to?
I feel like what I kind of came to myself was I stopped listening to, when it came to guidelines of traditional or modern. And I just started doing things that have made me happy, which I feel like everybody should do what makes them comfortable and what makes them happy, because I feel like, the way that we all choose to live our lives is up to us. And I've been at a point where I'm like, I've decided I won't really have any kind of guideline on the way that I navigate through my relationship, because there are some things I'm like, which in no relation to being traditional or modern, but rather this makes me more comfortable in doing this, or this makes me more happy, because I've started to try to live outside limitations and stop label things in my life, because I feel like it makes me, because I feel like when we do start talking about, just in this conversation, like traditional or modern, it's going to be a lot of people that are mixing it, or that just want maybe 90% traditional, 10% modern. And it's like, I'm like, instead of labeling it, let me just kind of do what makes me happy, because it's some things that I do like from both, and not even to say that it's about traditional or modern, rather I just kind of like this, and so I feel like when it does come to this matter in this conversation, I definitely do feel like if we do put the label on it, there are people that can do a mix of both, whether it's more of one than the other, or half, or a little bit of this. Like, I feel like there are people that can perfectly mix it, but I always tell people, like, just do what makes you comfortable. Like, do what makes you happy, and make sure that you, like, despite what's going on, make sure that this is something, a relationship and a way of thinking that does bring you peace and that really makes you happy, because that's what's self-peace, and because I want to be happy at the end of the day. I don't want to stress. So I'm like, as long as you happy and in peace at the end of the day, whatever mix you have going on, it really doesn't matter as long as you're doing good with it.
I think with tradition, we kind of get stagnant, and the realization that sometimes tradition is longevity. Tradition is what we've been doing so long and what we've seen done. So we think that that's the right way, when in fact, sometimes tradition is generational curses. Sometimes, tradition is some things that we've seen our grandparents do and we've seen our great-grandparents do, or whatever the case is, and that's not always the right way. But as for me, I am, again, a hopeless romantic, and I always, like Jay said, opening the door for me is not a rule. It shows compassion. It shows that I care about you. It shows that I'm taking leadership. It shows that me opening the door for you is me taking the time to show you that I'm leading, I'm caring, I'm looking out for you. So in those ways, I do want those things, but I also don't want to have to take the lead. I don't want to have to take the lead because you're not. I don't want to have to be like, I want to be traditional in those ways. But at the same time, I also, in certain ways, tradition says that women don't have a voice. They don't get to say what they want to eat. They don't get to say what they feel. Like, you're making food that your husband likes. You're cooking at home. Like, you're doing these things that your husband needs done. And you take the back seat. So there are ways around it, but there are also, different things that men want. I think a lot of times, like, sometimes, and I'm not, listen, I'm a feminist to my heart. I am. And in a lot of ways, but some ways I also feel like the male perspective, like, it must be hard on a man to have be that person and always be strong and always hold the whole household on his back and always be the person that has to lead and has the door open and has to pay and has to drive and has to, like, that has to be a lot. And I feel like there has to be a meeting point in the middle where the man feels like I have a safe place as well. So
can I also say something real quick, Tay? I really don't mean to cut you off, but you made me think about something that I feel it's very important to talk about, because you really just described my boyfriend. And I remember he's in the military, but he recently came back and he was paying to get stuff fixed. Some stuff was happening with his car, doing this, doing that. And still, we went to get out to eat. I said, let me pay. And he said, no. I said, look, you have been paying for stuff all day. I said, you are a Superman. You're taking care of a lot of different people. You're taking care of a lot of different things. Let me pay. He refused to let me pay. And I feel like it comes from, a lot of people making it seem like men are constantly having to balance so much on and I'm like, just relax and let me do something for you. And there has been times that he's let me just kind of take care of him in that way, but a lot of times he really won't, and it sucks because it's like, I know you're being stretched thin amongst many other people, even though you won't say that. And I feel like a lot of men are, and it's like, whether it's this huge financial responsibility or this responsibility to just men put in more emotional and mental energy than people may think. They're just very silent about it. And I feel like acknowledging that
it's literally not to cut you off, but it's literally subliminal pride. It's subliminal pride that they feel like, if I don't do this, and it's also social programming, because I follow this page and I be like, I want somebody to do that for me. You're watching people show you what they want to show you, but you don't see the arguments. You don't see the struggles. You don't see the flat tire that just had to change. You don't see her pumping gas by herself. You don't see these things. They show you what they want to show you. But when you have somebody that, like the deal breakers, I don't feel like you listen to me. I don't feel like you show compassion. I don't feel like you open doors. I don't feel like you care about me. I don't feel like I can talk to you. Like, those deal breakers are what keep me hopeful that there is somebody out there that is aligned with what I pray for every day.
I forgot which one of y'all said that, but when y'all were talking about Cailen, I think it was you, like him having to, when your boyfriend pays for so much. I saw this post, and I believe I spoke about it with a friend of mine, and he was basically saying, like, only men get loved based upon their financial stature. So a female can have no money, nothing. She will still pull a dude. But a a male, like let a man be like broke, just a mess or anything. Like we unfortunately, females only go after the man that's of a certain financial stature, because unfortunately we look to men for financial stability, financial gain, and even women who are seemingly self-sufficient and financially stable on their own. A woman that's financially stable, I ain't getting with no broke man. I'm not getting with no man. I gotta take care of him. So forth and so forth and so forth.
I don't care what nobody.
But it's a lot of women. But I do wholeheartedly believe this statement: men are literally only loved based upon their financial stability. Like you when you look at a man, like he could be so fine, but if he looking like dusty or he looking like he don't take care of you, like, oh, he fine, but look, like he, like, that's just, unfortunately, that's a reality, and it's a sad one, but it's a reality. Like, this is so much contingent upon the love for a man.
I think it's the older we get, like, you know, the older we get and the more, and I keep saying socially programmed because that's what it is. But for us, I feel like we're wise women on this podcast. Like, the three of us have probably been through so much and seen so much in other people's lives that it's like, I've seen, like, in close family members with me, I've seen them take care of men. And it's the most stressful thing in the world. Yeah. And I think that, you know, like I said, there has to be some alignment with, you know, and there has to be some bending room. Like, what are you willing to take? What are you willing to bargain on? Like, that's what I had to, I'm not bending anymore on my deal breakers. Like, you ain't got to have no whole heap of a lot of money, but I need you to be able, if I can't, you need to be able to.
Yeah, very much so.
If we go ahead, like, I don't have no problem going ahead. I don't have no problem going ahead, like, on like mortgages. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're my husband, I expect that 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some people like, oh, I don't need to work. I don't need, like, and they're also not holding any regard to anything else. So it really depends on, like, we can't pinpoint anything in anybody else, you know, anybody else's life. As for me, I'm looking for those things that are emotional. Like that when I come home from work, maybe you cook today. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm looking for those things that when I, you know, come home, oh, you know, I sit down next to you on the couch and I put my feet on your leg and you rubbing my feet. Or, you know, even though we paying the bills together, whatever the case is, I just want that even keel. That I know that I can depend on you. You know you can depend on me. And that's the end of it. I don't need you to make $400K a year. Because I don't know what you're doing to make $400K. I don't know. Are they hiring? I don't know. But I also feel like, you know, we cannot set our bar so high that we can't even reach it.
True.
As women. We can't set our bar so high that, like, girl, why your bar so high and you can't even, you ain't making $400K? You going to Wendy's ain't paying that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing. And I'm not down paying Wendy's. I need y'all to get y'all fries. I don't know what's going on with fries. Fries been good since like 2 months ago. I'm just saying, like, I really want us to get to a point as women that we are not holding anybody to a standard that we're not willing to do. I hate to work for people. I hate to work for people in general, but I hate to work for people that say, oh, go over there and do this. But you can't show me that you can do it.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. I just want to have that even keel, that equally yoked kind of thing. Yeah. So any takeaways on this? Oh my God, this was so good, Cailen.
Yes. I was very glad
I love
that you
these
came
kind
on.
of conversations.
Well,
I'm so excited. I was waiting.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
Hey, just let me know.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I like getting different perspectives and insights and learning more about these conversations, because I feel like you can never really, like, you can always learn more. And I feel like we definitely are in a very, very biased world, and what we need is the stone cold truth. We need honesty. We need to have very honest conversations, even if it's about stuff that makes people uncomfortable or they don't want to hear because they don't want it to be true. It doesn't matter. We need to talk about this stuff, because I feel like, especially when we are talking about men in this like particular situation, a lot of men's emotions and feelings definitely go overlooked and just surpassed, because I do think that you have a lot of women holding men to standards that these women can't reach themselves. Like I just think it's ludicrous for anybody to ask of something for somebody that, I mean there are situations where there are people okay with those kind of situations, but overall, you know, it's only so much you can expect if you cannot give that. If you can't even give it to yourself, like I don't find it I don't find it logical to try to get that from somebody else when you can't get that from yourself. You can't do it for yourself. So I really do love having these conversations, and I'm having fun. I'm like, that's just like me.
So I really, really want to, like, I know that you do your TikTok lives often. So sometime in the future, we would love to be on and just, you know, have these candid conversations. Have these candid conversations.
Yeah.
So give us your TikTok. Give your TikTok and your shameless plug, and let us know how we can reach you again.
Okay, period. Okay, y'all. So my TikTok is Cailen Neasely. I think my TikTok and my Instagram all the same handle, CailenEasely. And Instagram, messaging me on Instagram. I can send y'all my number. That will be actually quicker. I'll just send y'all my number so y'all can contact me quicker. And then whenever y'all want to, whether it's yes, I got that way y'all can get me in a snap and I can see y'all the message immediately. So other than that, like, that'll be the quickest way to get in touch with me. And for anybody else, just in general, you can either email me. My email is Cailen Neasely, business@gmail.com, or just try to DM me, and I get back quicker with email, so probably email. But yeah, other than that, like, just let me know when y'all want to come on, or if there's ever a topic that comes up and I'm like, well, I gotta talk to my girls about this, I'll send y'all a message. Girl, man, talk miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, do you have anything that you're working on? Anything you're working on behind the scenes that people should be on the lookout for? Any brand agreements that you got going on, or anything like that?
I have some stuff, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's appropriate for the podcast.
We will wait.
Come to my TikTok. Yes.
Oh, okay. We'll wait and see. Okay.
Ray, what you got going on, girl? What you got going on?
Nothing much, Cailen. Once again, I want to thank you for coming on. I'm so very, 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 very glad that you agreed. This was a wonderful conversation. I had so much fun. We will definitely have you back on again for some more juicy conversation. I appreciate you. Much love, much love, much love. And thank y'all for watching.
Thank y'all so much for watching. This has been a wonderful conversation. We have thoroughly enjoyed the beautiful Cailen Neasely. Jay Sheree, it's Tay. We are out. Good night.
Yes. Good night, everybody.
Subscribe for the very latest.